Welcome to Biological Children. Today we are going to draw the structure of human digestive system, and we are going to discuss digestive glands and digestive hormones which are useful for digestion of food materials. Okay, now I am going to draw the structure of human digestive system. You are also trying to draw the diagram along with me. It is very important for 4 marks. Okay, draw the diagram. Human digestive system. It is very important for 4 marks. Sometimes he will ask you only diagram. Draw the structure of human digestive system and label the parts. Next, sometimes he will ask you write about human digestive system. Then you can answer this question. It is very important. Okay, you also draw the diagram. Okay, next. Okay, now. Next. Okay. Okay, now. Next. Next part I am going to draw. Okay. Okay, now.
ఆయన నన్ను పంపించలేదు. నేను రావడానికి ఏమన్నా అది అన్నావు మరి మన మేడం గారు నేను అన్నాడా లేదా? ఇన్ని రోజులు మరి 4 రోజులు దబాయిందా?
Okay.
ఎత్తున్న పైన కొడుతుంది రాయకట్టాలి
Okay, now diagram completed. Now I'm going to label the parts. This is nose. This is mouth. Okay. Next, this part esophagus. Esophagus is also called food pipe. Next, this part stomach. Next, a leaf-like structure we can see in our digestive system. That leaf-like structure is called pancreas. What it is called? Pancreas. Next, look at the board. Here, one umbrella-like structure we can see. That is called liver. Next, in liver there is a chance to see bile duct. Next, this part is larger intestine. This is anus. This part is rectum. This larger intestine is also called colon. Larger intestine also called colon. This is structure of digestive system. These all are the parts of human digestive system. Okay. Now you also draw this diagram. Okay, is it completed? Now I am going to explain this diagram. It is very important for 4 marks. Let us see, this is nose. What is the use of nose? Nose is useful for respiration, respiring means in respiration process we are taking atmospheric oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide into atmosphere. This part is nose. Next, this part is mouth. No need to discuss about the nose. Okay, it doesn't play any role in digestion. We need to discuss about mouth. Okay, this mouth is least a tube-like structure. This tube-like structure is called esophagus. In our previous classes we discussed about food pipe. What is the use of food pipe? Food pipe is useful for sending the food materials into our internal system. Okay, here we have one pipe-like structure that is called food pipe. This food pipe is also called esophagus, which concerns food materials into the stomach. Okay, whenever the food materials enters into the stomach, then what will happen? This stomach sends food materials into this small tube-like structure, pink color tube. This smaller pink color tube-like structure is called SI. SI means smaller intestine. SI means smaller intestine or small intestine. Smaller intestine or small intestine. This tube-like structure directly attached to smaller intestine or small intestine. Next, what will happen? Food material enters into this larger tube-like structure. This larger tube-like structure is called larger intestine. This larger intestine is also called colon. Okay, Larger intestine is also called colon. See, this total part is called colon. If you observe the end of colon, it contains a smaller tube-like structure that is called appendix. Okay, this part is called appendix. And another end of this larger intestine, there is a chance to see one opening. That opening is called anus. Okay, at the bottom of this opening, there is a chance to see one bubble-like structure that is called rectum. This rectum is useful for the storage of defecating substance. Defecating substance means it stores waste materials in it. Okay, now one more time I am going to explain you. This part is nose. Okay, nose is useful for respiration. No need to discuss about the nose. This is mouth. Mouth is useful for taking of food materials. Nothing but ingestion. Okay, in our mouth we have teeth. With the help of this teeth, what will happen? Grinding of food materials will be done. Whenever the grinding is completed, then food materials will simply enter into a pipe-like structure. That pipe-like structure is called esophagus. Through this esophagus, food will move into the stomach. Whenever the food materials enters into the stomach, then what will happen? Stomach is acts as like a mixer and grinder. Means it digests all food materials. Those digested food materials simply enters into these parts. These are called smaller intestine. Okay, stomach directly attaches to smaller intestine. The smaller intestine attaches to larger intestine. Okay, but in this diagram, we are unable to identify that link to the stomach to small intestine. But we feel, if you observe this diagram, you feel stomach is directly attached to larger intestine, but actually stomach is directly attached to smaller intestine directly attaches to larger intestine. Okay, so whenever the grinded food materials enters into smaller intestine, what will happen? Smaller intestine absorbs some useful materials from the food materials. Okay, digestive food materials contains some useful materials. These useful materials will be absorbed in the smaller intestine, and waste materials will enter into the larger intestine. This larger intestine can send all the waste materials into a bubble-like structure that is called rectum. Here rectum is useful for the storage of waste materials. Next, then what will happen? This rectum leads to anus. Anus is useful for defecating substance. Is useful for removing the defecating substance. Here the defecating waste material will come out from the animal body in the form of stools. In the form of which form? Stools. Okay. If you observe the larger intestine, there is a chance to see one finger-like extension in one side to the larger intestine. That finger-like extension is called appendix. Sometimes you will observe appendicitis patients. Okay, because of the malfunctioning of this appendix, we will get a 24 hours stomach pain. Okay, this appendix played a very important role in ancient days, but not now. But nowadays it doesn't play any role. Okay, sometimes it can be affected by bacteria or virus like some microorganisms. Then what will happen? We are getting 24 hours pain. Okay, next if you observe this diagram, there is a chance to see liver. What is the use of liver? Liver is useful for the production of bile juice, which is useful to digest the fat materials in our body, in our food materials. So in order to digest the fat materials, it contains a duct. The duct is called bile duct. So bile duct releases the bile juice. Okay, so structure of human digestive system is completed. Based on this diagram, we need to discuss about the digestive hormones and the digestive glands. Where does the digestive glands are presented in our body, and they releases which hormones, and how they plays an important role in the digestion of food materials. Now we are going to discuss. Okay children, digestive glands we are going to discuss. Here this is mouth. Next liver. Liver contains bile duct. Next one stomach. pancreas, smaller intestine. These are acts as like a digestive glands. Digestive glands means these are useful for the production of hormones which are useful for the digestion. That is why these glands are called digestive glands. Okay, so first we will discuss about mouth. First we will discuss about mouth. In our mouth there is a chance to see a glands. Which glands? Salivary glands. Which glands? Salivary glands. These glands releases a hormone. That hormone is called thiolin. Which hormone? Thiolin hormone. Thiolin hormone can be seen in our mouth. Our mouth contains salivary glands. Salivary glands releases saliva. This saliva contains a hormone. That hormone is called caro. Which hormone? Thiolin hormone. Okay, this thiolin is useful for the carbohydrates digestion. Carbohydrates digestion. It converts carbohydrates into maltose. It converts carbohydrates into maltose. Here carbohydrates complex form, maltose simpler form. In digestion process what will happen? Simply complex substances will be converted into simpler substances. Here carbohydrates. Carbohydrates means example C6H12O6. Like carbohydrates will be converted into simpler substances, maltoses. So here thiolin enzyme we can see in our salivary amylase. Where do we observe salivary amylase? In our mouth. Our mouth contains salivary glands. These salivary glands releases salivary amylase or salivary amylase or thiolin enzyme which is useful for conversion of carbohydrates into maltose. Carbohydrates complex form, maltose simpler form. Okay, so sometimes he will ask you, where does the carbohydrates digestions completed in your body? In our mouth only. Carbohydrates digestion will be completed in our mouth. 99% carbohydrates digestion will be completed in our mouth because of the presence of thiolin. Next we are going to discuss about this liver. This liver secretes a juice. That juice is called bile juice. Bile juice. Liver secretes which juice? Bile juice. This bile juice has a special characteristic information when compared to remaining gall. Why? It doesn't contain no enzymes. It doesn't contain no enzymes in it. But remaining all the juices, they contain some enzymes. But bile juice doesn't contain any enzymes. What is the use of this bile juice? This bile juice is useful for emulsification. Emulsification of fats. Emulsification of fats. Emulsification means breakdown of fat molecules. Okay, if you take the food materials which contains fats in it, they can be converted into simpler globules. Simpler globules. They can be converted into simpler globules with the help of bile juice present in our liver. Did you understand? Liver is useful for digestion of fats. In order to digest the fats, our liver secretes bile juice. In order to secrete the bile juice, our liver contains a duct. A duct means a small tube-like structure. The duct is called bile duct. This bile duct releases bile juice into the duodenum. Duodenum means it is a starting part of smaller intestine. Smaller intestine contains three parts. For example, let us imagine this is a smaller intestine. Okay, this is starting part, this is ending part, this is middle part. Okay, here these three parts are there. These three parts contains three names in case of smaller intestine. starting part is duodenum. This one is middle one is jejunum, and the final one is ileum. Did you understand? Small intestine contains how many parts? 3 parts. Starting one duodenum, ending one ileum, and the middle one is jejunum. All of you recollect. Starting one duodenum, middle one jejunum, and the final one ileum. So how many parts it has? Our small intestine 3 parts: duodenum, jejunum, ileum. So here the materials, which materials? Bile juice. Bile juice can be secreted in our duodenum part of small intestine. Okay, duodenum part of small intestine. This bile juice doesn't contains no enzymes. For 1 mark or half mark questions he will ask you which juice, which digestive juice doesn't contains no enzymes in it. Then you need to answer bile juice doesn't contains no enzymes in it. Okay, this bile juice is useful for emulsification of fats. Emulsification means simplifying of fats into simpler globules is called emulsification. Did you understand? One more time. We will see about bile juice. Bile juice can be secreted by liver. In order to secrete the bile juice, our liver contains a tube-like structure that is called bile duct. This bile duct is useful to secrete bile juice. This juice doesn't contain enzymes in it. Okay, it is useful for emulsification of fats. In emulsification, what will happen? Fat molecules can be converted into simpler globules. Fat molecules can be converted into simpler globules. Okay, next we need to discuss about the stomach. This stomach secretes pepsin. Okay, this pepsin acts on proteins which converted into peptones. Okay, our stomach secretes pepsin. This pepsin enzyme converts proteins into peptones. Here proteins are the complex forms of food materials. Peptones are the simplest form of food materials. Did you understand? Our stomach secretes pepsin. This pepsin contains enzymes. These hormones and enzymes. These are useful for converts proteins into peptones. Okay, now along with this pepsin, our stomach releases HCl. HCl means hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid can be secreted in our stomach. That is why this HCl is called gastric HCl. What is the use of gastric HCl? This gastric HCl is useful to kill the bacteria present in our food materials. Okay, stomach releases pepsin which converts proteins into peptones. Next we need to discuss about a leaf-like structure present in our digestive system, that is called pancreas. This pancreas releases mainly 3 types of juices. They are amylase. First one amylase. Next one lipase. And the other one trypsin. Okay, now amylase, lipase, and trypsin. These 3 can be secreted into this part. Which part it is? Small intestine starting part. What is the name? We gave small intestine starting part duodenum. So pancreas secretes amylase, lipase, trypsin, named 3 substances into the duodenum part of small intestine. Here what is the use of this amylase? Already we discussed about the role of thiolin. What is the use of thiolin? Thiolin is useful for carbohydrates digestion. It converts carbohydrates into maltose. Here 99% of carbohydrates digestion will be completed in the area of mouth. What about remaining 1%? The remaining 1% carbohydrates can be digested with the help of amylase. So it also useful to digest the carbohydrate into maltose like thiolin. Okay, so it also useful for the digestion of carbohydrates. Next, pancreas releases another one, that is lipase. This lipase enzyme is useful for fats. This lipase enzyme is useful for fats. It is similar to that of bile juice. Bile juice is useful for emulsification of fats into simpler globules. So here also fats can be digested, but here fats can be converted into alcohols. Here in case of lipase, fats can be converted into simpler alcohols. Okay, now next trypsin. Trypsin. Now we are going to discuss about the trypsin role. Okay. Trypsin is useful for the digestion of proteins. Trypsin is useful for the digestion of proteins. Next, smaller intestine. Smaller intestine releases mainly two substances. One is sucrose. One is sucrose. It is also called cane sugar. Sucrose. Next one is peptidase. 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 Two enzymes can be secreted by smaller intestine. One is sucrose. Next one is peptidase. This sucrase enzyme. Sucrase. This sucrase enzyme is useful for digestion of sucrose presented in our food materials. Next, peptidase. Peptidase enzyme is useful for the digestion of peptides. Peptides presented in our food materials. Peptides are also chemical substances which can be seen in our food items. These peptides can be converted into amino acids with the help of this peptidase enzyme. Now one more time I am going to recollect you digestive glands. So in our body some digestive glands are there which are useful for the secretion of digestive juices. First, mouth. Our mouth contains a liquid-like material that is called saliva. Saliva can be secreted by glands. Those glands are called salivary glands. Salivary glands consisting a special enzyme that is called salivary amylase or ptyalin. This salivary amylase is useful for digestion of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates can be converted into maltose. Here the carbohydrates are complex form of food materials. Maltose simplest form of food materials. Okay. Next one, liver. This liver contains a duct. The duct is called bile duct. With the help of bile duct, our liver secretes a juice. The juice is called bile juice. This bile juice doesn't contain any enzymes. That is why we mention here no enzymes. Next, this bile juice is useful for emulsification of fats into simpler globules. Emulsification means breakdown of fats into simpler molecules. These are called globules, simpler globules. Next one is the stomach. Our stomach releases pepsin enzyme. This pepsin enzyme converts the proteins into peptones. Proteins are the complex forms. Next, peptones, simpler forms. Next, stomach also releases HCl. This HCl was named as gastric HCl. This gastric HCl kills the harmful bacteria present in our food items. Next, this leaf-like part we can see in our digestive system. That is called pancreas. Next, pancreas releases three juices. Amylase, lipase, trypsin. Amylase, lipase, trypsin. Amylase converts carbohydrates into maltose. Lipase for the fats digestion. It converts fats into alcohols. Next, trypsin is useful to act on proteins. It converts proteins into peptones. Next, smaller intestine. The smaller intestine releases two substances. One is sucrase, next one is peptidase. Sucrase is useful to okay, children. Smaller intestine secretes sucrase and peptidase. Sucrase is useful to convert sugar materials present in our food materials into smaller substances. Next, peptidase is useful to digest the peptides present in our food materials. Peptides into simpler substances. Which substances? Amino acids. Here peptides can be converted into amino acids or ammonia into some simpler substances with the help of peptidase. Okay, children, thank you. Remaining lesson we will complete we will continue in our next class. Okay, thank you.